Hello and welcome to another episode of Safety Matters in Motion. Do you remember how you used to get to school? Most of us probably rode the school bus or were driven by parents. Some of you may have walked, rode your bike, or took public transit. Now there's another option that's gaining ground pretty quickly, and it's alternative transportation. So let's define what that means. In short, alternative transportation refers to any modern method a school uses to get its students there without using a yellow bus. And now we have a new formal definition that came out of the most recent National Congress on School Transportation, or NCST. You can read it in full on our website, but it essentially calls it the transportation of students by a third party with a written contract in any vehicle that is not a federally recognized school bus. It does exclude motor coach charters and transit buses. Now there are multiple companies specializing in this form of transportation for students. They're hired by districts to handle transportation in smaller passenger vehicles for students who can't ride a school bus safely. Why would a student not be able to ride the bus? There are multiple reasons. Some students who are homeless may not have a residence they're at every day, which can make planning a school bus route challenging. So they need a way to get there with more flexibility. Many other alternative transportation riders have unique medical or behavioral needs. And we know that more children now are being diagnosed with autism than in previous years. Many of these children find the school bus just too stimulating. And if that leads them to act out, it can affect their experience on the school bus and of those around them, not to mention the driver. So in other cases, they may have a medical need or live too far outside district boundaries. Other times, a district could simply be short on buses, drivers, or on budget. And federal law mandates that students with disabilities who have an IEP must have safe, reliable access to school transportation. But not everyone is on board with alternative transportation. And the primary reason is safety. There is a valid concern that the drivers and vehicles are not put through the same paces that yellow buses and its drivers are. There is a widely recognized stat that says that children are 70 times more likely to get to school safely in a school bus than any other way. We know and trust the school bus. It's well regulated, its drivers go through background checks, drug screenings, specialized training, and the buses have regular inspections. There was no guarantee that the same could be said for other vehicles. But as alternative transportation gains more and more ground, we're also learning more about it and the providers who offer it. It's important to note that we all know and believe that the school bus is best in most cases. Alternative transportation companies offer another solution. It's a supplement, not a replacement, to the school bus. In some cases, if a student didn't take alternative transportation, they wouldn't get to school at all. And in districts where drivers are short and budget is tight, it might mean canceling routes altogether. Alternative transportation can be used when there is no other option, and it can even be used temporarily to buy more time to find other solutions. One thing that I want to point out is that there previously were no accepted standards regulating alternative transportation companies. And this was addressed at the recent NCST, where delegates from 48 states got together to discuss industry standards and form a manual for best practice recommendations that many states do adopt. 4 key areas were identified, with guidelines for driver credentials, driver training, vehicle design and equipment, and special education considerations. The Congress generally agreed to hold alternative transportation providers to the same standards as a school bus driver in each respective state. On our website, we go in more depth about these new standards, and we offer a checklist to help school districts pick the best transportation provider for them. We also have an overview of the companies who are out there and ready to help. Please check it out to learn more at the links below. And thank you for watching this week's episode of Safety Matters in Motion. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and share with your team. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.